One of the guys that the Browns have mocked to them is Jamison Williams from Alabama. And you see this, according to Pro Football Focus, tore his ACL in the national championship game. So the need for a wide receiver is there. But let's take a look at the top 5 wide receivers in this draft. We've got Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks. I'm going to say the same thing about these guys that I said about the quarterbacks the year that the Browns took Baker Mayfield. One of these guys is going to be a stud, especially next year. 2 of them are going to be okay, and 2 of them are going to really struggle. And if you look back to last year, there were 3 guys in the top 10. You know, Chase went as the first wide receiver, then Waddle went right after him. Then Devontae Smith came and went after him. Then it went Bateman, Rashad Bateman, and Kadarius Toney. So, just because you take a wide receiver number 1 overall doesn't mean that guy's going to be or number 1 in the first round, 13th. Doesn't mean he's going to be a stud. When you look at it, they need a legitimate number 1. And that will help your quarterback, whomever it is.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I get the thought that they're going to take a guy at 13, and I certainly wouldn't rule it out. And you can't pigeonhole Andrew Berry and Paul DePodesta, right? Last year you thought they're not going to take a linebacker that high. They're not going to trade up for one. And then they do both with JOK. So, I would never say they're not going to take a receiver at number 13. I do think philosophically they might be more inclined to wait into the second round to take a receiver, feeling like there's so many guys and you can probably get a really good one in the second round. The odds maybe are close to being the same. You get a good one at mid-40s as you do to 13. But I would certainly expect one to be taken within the first 2 rounds. But it's interesting. I also think that, we've seen more young receivers have success early lately. And I think it's because there's so much passing in high school and college, and the drafts are so filled with talented receivers. The last few years have been, maybe the best 2 receiver classes ever. They're so deep and there's so much talent. So it's interesting. You look at that list of guys and you think, okay, do you want a really big body? There's a couple of big bodies there. Or do you want the guy that's quicker and smaller? The 2 Ohio State guys. So it's an interesting group of guys. Williams from Alabama, ACL, guys get over that pretty quick, but, can he do it right away as a rookie, right? Do you need him to do it right away? Or do you think long-term, like this is the best receiver, but maybe he's not, a number 1 as a rookie? Is that okay? Thinking long-term versus 2022. So interesting candidates for sure.